All right, welcome back. Another exciting episode of
Just Looking Out podcast.
Yes, man, with the Lookout Crew. I'm your boy Sean T.
Same D.
Man, we doing it again. A lot of great topics today. Well, really, one big topic today. What's going on in the world with Charlie Kirk? As many of you know, he was assassinated.
Yeah,
That's the proper
yeah,
word. Okay,
yeah.
yes, he was assassinated. Which day was that? That was a
It was a Thursday. Was it a Thursday? I think it happened on a Thursday. It was at a college campus. I think it was on a Thursday.
okay.
It's
All right.
either a Wednesday or Thursday.
Okay. So he was recently assassinated, as you all know, because once again, it's pretty much all the world is talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, a lot of people have their different opinions on Charlie Kirk. There are people, of course, who don't care that he died. There are people who are seriously mourning that he died, including
Mm-hmm.
our president.
Mm-hmm.
There are people who hated him. There are people who loved him. Um, I guess how are you feeling about this, man? What's going on? Like, what are your opinions on Charlie Kirk?
Um, like I've seen little clips of Charlie Kirk on Twitter and then like on TikTok,
Mm-hmm.
and because I never knew who he was there like that either. I mean, I say within the last 3 months, I kind of got more introduced to Charlie Kirk because he was going to these college campuses.
Yeah,
So it's when he goes to a college campus, it's buzzing. It's on the algorithm. You're going to see it. So I was just like, all right, he debated some of it. Some of it I agree with. I was like, hey, he got some good principles on certain things. But then it's like you start going down, listening to more Charlie Kirk saying, and it's just like, hold on now, like I don't know. And then it just starts going more down. It's like, okay, I don't know about this dude now. So after him getting assassinated, from watching all of that up until now, it's kind of like I don't feel a certain way about it. It's not I don't feel sad about it. I'm not going to rejoice about a man getting
getting
assassinated.
killed. Yes,
Yeah,
yes, of course.
but I'm not sitting here like my day is gonna go on. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep going along. I'm not gonna cry about it. But like I said, he did say some things that were like hurtful. I mean, yet if some of it was true too, but I mean, still, it's like it gets to a point where it's like, you're walking that line, and you can't hide behind the faith and everything like that. Because I mean, let's just be real. If you look up what the KKK is, they're a Christian organization.
That is true.
So
That is true.
the people who go out and terrorize people still go to church on Sunday. So I mean, you can't lift this person up and then try to get rid of all the other stuff that they said, and then be like, oh, okay, he was almost a saint, and we should be giving him plaques and memorials and flying him like.
You can't ignore the thing, like you said. You can't ignore the things he said. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And you can only choose to let yourself be impacted by them or not be impacted by them.
yeah.
Um, let me ask you a question. Do
Mm.
you think his death actually just further spreads his message? Because I can say this.
Mm.
I'm like, I had seen some things from Charlie Kirk, but he never really was somebody I paid attention to. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But most part, I don't go on social media for negativity or on anything. I go there
Yeah,
to
yeah.
laugh or whatever.
Yeah, I understand that.
So I wasn't 100% familiar with him, but now, due to his death,
Mm.
I am. Now
Yeah,
I know more about things he said. Now I know who he is. I know he was a family man, opposed to before where I didn't know, I
yeah.
barely knew anything about him. So do you think that his death actually can cause his message to spread if it's something that you don't agree with?
Mm. Um, in a way, I kind of look at it like this now, because now it's kind of a battle between the people who actually liked him and the people who didn't like them.
Mm-hmm.
There's no middle ground in between that, because either you see people on there crying and just holding a little memorial for him, and you got other people on there like, oh, Charlie Kirk is down there and forget him, he was racist and who cares about him. So I could kind of see it in a way to where like only certain people are going to care about him. even though he did have some, like I guess, Christian values, and he had family values and stuff like that, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe the economy values he held strongly. Okay, cool, I understand that. But trying to just be like, all right, in one hand, just be like, all right, he was this good guy and he's supposed to be this Christian, but then if you're a Christian, why would you say these other things? Like, that's not very Christian of you to say. But so I don't know. I think
Everybody's on the same page with that.
yeah.
Everybody who's on the same page.
So that's what I was confused about. It's like, all right, I think they're trying to uphold him more as this like political person, which he's not either. But they're just going like, oh, well, he was about Jesus and God and everything like that. It's like, all right, so they're playing a certain narrative, but I think it's only going to go to just a certain group of people. I think everybody else, as soon as he's buried and it's done over with, a
People
month
will
later,
just move
they're
on.
going to move on.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's honestly how it is on the internet, as we discussed before.
Yeah.
Things, when things are hot, they're all the rage, and
Mm-hmm.
then just very quickly on the internet, something else pops up, and people just move on.
Yeah.
So okay, all right. Well, I guess we will see. Um, if this turns him into, I guess the proper word for it is a martyr.
Yeah. That's what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
They're trying to turn him into a martyr. Uh, I don't agree with that, but I mean, he got powerful friends in high places.
Apparently.
So when you got people like that that's looking out for you, you can go as high as you want because they're going to make it happen. They got pushing for statues. They got, like President Trump is trying to give him the highest honor medal award that they could give to any citizen or something like that. Like it's crazy. But I mean, like I said, if you got powerful people like that, then you can be anything you want. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I thought it was crazy because the same day, within like a few minutes, there was a school shooting. It didn't even get half the coverage. Most people couldn't even tell you what state it was in or the high school.
It was in Denver.
There you go. Evergreen High School. But it got no coverage. People don't know how many people died, no nothing. Charlie Kirk has been everywhere to where it's like it's outweighing all the other things that's been happening in the news that we should really be like having empathy for and stuff and like caring. But Charlie Kirk, he's getting these mixed views, and people just, hey, somebody's making money off of all of this right now. I don't know who, but somebody's making money off this because you're getting people talking and you're getting people going back and forth.
And that's always one thing to keep in mind. Somebody's always making money off of it. Yes. It could be tearing our country apart. Yes. Somebody is making money.
Somebody is making money off of this right now.
And in some cases, they try to make it seem worse than it is because they're making so much money off of it, or a way to increase the money they're making off of it.
Yeah.
But somebody's making some money off of it. That's gonna be a slogan for our show.
Hey, for real. Somebody is making money off of it. Whether it's good or bad, somebody best believe it is cashing out on something.
Yes, man, that is a fact. Why? Now that we know who the killer was, his motivations have been a little bit all over the place. Hasn't, hopefully maybe we'll hear something about that in the future, or maybe we won't. For some reason, these guys don't never really seem to make it to trial, stuff like that.
That's true. So, that's true.
We'll see. But now that we know who the killer is, we don't know his reason. Why is so much tension with black people over this? Like, is it because we are the main ones on the internet saying that we don't care, and giving our reasons? Everybody got their reasons why they don't care.
That's true. That is true.
Some people have said, they glad. I'm not one of those people, once again, because I'm not glad anybody dies.
Yeah.
Before their time or unexpectedly, I guess. But is that? I mean, that's the internet, right? Is it warranted, like the threats on the HBCUs? And even though haven't heard any reports of anything actually happening because of this situation, that doesn't mean that it can't.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So it's just kind of like the tension that's being caused is just kind of crazy to me because it's just the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody knows people get tough in their household. You know what
Yes.
I'm saying?
Keyboard warriors.
Keyboard warriors. You
That's
know,
yeah.
and that's why to me it's just like you shouldn't. I don't know. I just don't feel like you should get so offended on what you read on the internet, man. Like I really just kind of feel like you should just be able to brush it off because you should just know how it is by now. The internet's been around for a long time.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't want anything to come of it violently, because it's just not necessary. Like we just said earlier, this will pass.
Yeah, well.
And people will move on to something else.
Yes.
So all the threats of violence and stuff like that, I think that's just very unnecessary because I don't really think it's gonna lead to much.
Mm.
You know, yeah. So nothing like that.
So how do you feel about what the Utah governor said in his speech when he was like, "I was hoping it wasn't one of us." I was praying that it was anybody but us.
Me too.
And I was hoping it was somebody came from another state, crossed over the border, was of different ethnic background, religion, or something like that. Like, how do you feel about that? Because we all can interpret what he's saying.
We can all interpret what he's saying, right?
Yeah.
But one thing to keep in mind is, like I said, I felt the same. So I was like, please don't let this guy be black, bro. But because if it was black, I think it definitely, if he was black, it could have definitely already probably escalated to something that could get out of control, possibly.
More of a like a racist
type. Yes. So I was worried about it for a different reason.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I'm thinking of just the unnecessary violence that can come from it and things like that. For him, he was thinking about it just from
he didn't want to depict the typical like white household scenario.
Exactly, man. He was thinking about it more just for himself.
Yeah.
And just for his race, it seems like, possibly.
Yeah.
I think, of course they tried to interpret it in many ways. Of course he was saying, they tried to make it seem if he was just talking about, someone foreign.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Trump would have had his way. It would have probably been somebody Mexican. You know what I'm saying? Given
that's
true.
It
would have probably ramped ICE up to the third power.
Hey. Speaking of that, I'm not gonna lie. If it would have been a Hispanic person, it doesn't even matter if you were from Mexico. If you would have been any Hispanic person other than Puerto Rican, because it's now a U.S., but anywhere from Venezuela, Guatemala, anything like that, he would have took out Charlie Kirk. Trust me, ICE would have been so deep on the streets, it would be like the police is walking around.
Yes, bro. That
you talking about alligator Alcatraz? You know how many of those would have popped up overnight?
Yes, bro.
They would, man.
ICE would have popped out looking like RoboCop.
Right. They probably got a quota of deporting 1 million a day. No BS. A million a day.
That's a fact, man. That's a fact. And
so,
thank God for that, because I stand with my Mexican brethren. So thank God for that. Like I said, white was the safe way to go here.
Yeah,
if it had to be any race, I
mean, yeah.
Just mainly because, like I said, I think people will more move on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think it would have carried on if it was somebody else for a little bit longer and stuff. But with him being a white guy, like I said, you're not gonna really hear when it's time for him to go to trial, because it's probably gonna be a year from now. They're gonna probably push that off, and it's something else would have been happened by then. Maybe 2 more school shootings would have happened by then. So,
and I mean, in the media, for the most part, really only covers for a long time black on black or white on black crime.
Yeah.
Not saying all of form crimes don't matter, but I'm just saying what the media pushes on us.
Yeah,
for sure. So that's another reason why I think this too shall pass.
yeah, yeah. I agree.
And that's another reason why I definitely hope no other violence comes from this. As far as people on people, because like I said, this could be something we could all move on from. There are other Charlie Kirks out there.
Yeah, there is. There is.
Now that he has passed, I'm pretty sure there's future Charlie Kirks. You
Yes.
know what I'm saying? Who probably, like I said, listening to his words,
Yeah.
and they're ready to step up and start preaching that way, because that's just how it goes.
Yeah, that's
Life
true.
keeps on going.
That's true. That is true.
So yeah.
So,
Well,
what do you think about the shooter itself? So, just in case it does disappear and we don't ever hear about the news, what do you think is going to happen to him? Now, the story is his. I guess his father maybe recognized him, and then he asked his son about it. His son didn't deny it. Then from there, I guess the father called a pastor that was in the police department or something to turn the son in. And then I don't know. They say he held his son down so he couldn't go, but we don't know. But literally, they came and picked him
it's a
up from
lot.
his parents' house. So, first question: how do you feel about his dad turning him in? And second, what do you think is going to happen now that he is in custody? He already confessed. So, you're going to go to trial or whatever. What do you think is going to happen with all that sentencing and all that?
His dad did the right thing. Um, his son is 22 years old, and like he just committed what you can consider a political crime. Not just normal crime, not just went out and you know he went after somebody with notoriety, um, and somebody that he knew by killing this person would make an impact,
Hmm.
a huge impact. Um, then he had his reasons, and I'm pretty sure in his head, they were good reasons, good enough for him to follow through with what he did. Um, but still, I feel like the father, if anybody would have had knowledge that he did it, you would have to turn him in to face justice, mainly because once again, that was questions that needed to be answered quick, before people started making their own assumptions, because that's what happened. If we were still right now and there was still nobody knew who killed Charlie Kirk, still, there would probably be people out there getting themselves prepared to create their own justice, because there might have been more people out there who, okay, if there is no killer yet or whatever like that, I'm just gonna assume he's black because there's so many black people on the internet saying they don't care or they dislike him.
Yeah,
You know
yeah, I
what
see
I'm
what you're
saying?
saying.
So yeah, that was a problem to me that needed to be solved quick. To just erase that part of it out of the equation.
Yeah.
So I'm glad his father did it. It was definitely the right thing to do. I'm pretty sure it was hard, but also I'm pretty sure he was probably aware his son was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like he was probably aware his son was maybe not crazy, but crazy capable. I
Oh,
guess
okay. Yeah,
you
yeah,
could
yeah.
say. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like sometimes, you know what I'm saying, you might be around somebody and they might be cool and probably don't think they would do anything, but they are capable of it, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, I see
You
what you're
know what I'm
saying.
saying? Like if
Yeah.
you heard they did it, you wouldn't be that surprised.
Yeah, yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah. That's
You
true.
know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure, you know what I'm saying, he was probably aware of his son and his son's mindset. Even if he didn't think he would actually do anything, I'm pretty sure he was aware of his son's mindset.
Yeah.
And then as far as where I think he's gonna wind up, it's hard to say. I mean, if he, when he does get sentenced, sent to prison, I mean, put him in general pop. it's gonna be like a 50-50 crowd in there for him probably. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
mean,
that's true. That is
you
true.
know, he might find some refuge with the black guys, possibly, or you know, for whatever. What it definitely probably depends when he goes on trial for
Mm.
what his reasons were. You know, he legit might have something that might make people cry. You know what I'm saying? And
That's
kind of
true.
turn him to a hero,
That's true.
like the guy who killed the big pharmacy guy.
Oh, the Manzoni guy.
Yes, you know what I'm saying. In prison, he most likely don't got too much to worry about. He's probably in there viewed more so as a hero for his
Yeah,
reasons for why he did it.
I mean, a lot of people did view him as a hero.
Exactly. So that will probably carry him over in prison, maybe at least for a little while. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? Because he's kind of seen as a hero to some. Once again, not to me, not saying what he did was right, but
Yeah,
given his people who heard his reasons, they might have gone through the same thing. They might have had medication they couldn't afford and things like that, or
yeah,
lost loved ones because of treatment that they couldn't afford, or and things of that nature. So they might have felt his pain. You know what I'm saying? They might have felt his anger.
mm.
So, but as far as the dude who killed Charlie Kirk, once again, his reasoning just right now we don't know why. He might not like what he said about black people. You know, he might get up there and be like, "Look, man, I love black people. I don't agree with some of the things he said. I just knew they were gonna get worse, so I took matters in my own hands." He might say something about
Mm.
the gays, or
That's true.
you
That's
know,
true.
he might side with them, and feared things would get worse for them. As
That's true.
Charlie Kirk's words spread more and more, it's just things like that. So I think just his reasoning has to be legit, and when he does go to prison, because most likely he will.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, like I said, I gave him a 50-50 chance. There's gonna be Charlie Kirk supporters in there, probably some more now than ever.
That's
So
true.
you know what I'm saying.
That's
So
true. That's true.
I don't wish death upon anybody. I just wish him the best
Mm.
of luck for his future.
Mm.
So, but what do you think? I went
Uh,
long. Sorry.
oh no, you good. You good. Uh, the pops thing, I had mixed emotions on that one because I don't know, turning into your son or just daughter or whatever. It would be hard.
Yeah.
It would be hard. Like that's something that I would battle with myself to be like, dang, do I mean I know my son, daughter did something crazy. I mean, yeah, you can't stay here, but am I gonna still like, hold you in this house and wait till the police come? I don't know if I would do that. I don't know.
Hey,
I'm not saying it was the wrong thing for him to do, but me personally, I just don't know if I would have did it.
but letting your son or daughter out of the house,
Mm.
right? I mean, would you consider the fact that that could place them in more danger? I mean, because even though, like I said, his son is definitely going to jail for
Yeah,
some years, possibly life.
probably life.
I mean, he is still alive.
I mean, that's true.
Um,
That's true.
so I don't know. When you were deciding what you would do, is that something you would take into consideration? What could happen to them if you did let him out of that door? Because cops might just shoot him.
I mean, that's true too, though. That is true. That's a strong possibility.
Mm-hmm.
He is basically they're gonna consider him armed and dangerous, and they will try to take him out if they could.
Because I mean, shoot, he already killed one
Man,
person. There's nothing to,
yeah. I mean, you
back
got
against the
nothing to
wall. He
lose,
might,
really. You got nothing to lose.
yeah.
I would definitely. Uh, I don't know. I really can't. I don't know. That's
Kind
a
of
tough.
change your view on it a
Yeah,
little bit.
because in a way it's like, dang, I don't want nothing to happen to him and get shot out there. But then again, I don't want to see him go to prison for possibly the rest of his life
That's a fact. That's a fact.
because yeah, that he's looking at pretty much life. I mean, 20-25 years would be lucky. If they say, hey, he only got 20-25 years, he should be happy.
That's a fact.
But I don't see that because just for how everybody feels, like I said, Charlie Kirk got friends in high places. those people can make things happen.
They can.
You know what I'm saying? Because, yes, granted, if it was a black person, you would have got life plus 10, 20, 30 more years. And they
They
wouldn't have
definitely
cared.
can. Should I think I'm kind of being generous saying he got a 50-50 chance in there.
Yeah.
You know? Hey, man.
Hey, that's
It
all I'm
might be
saying.
about an 80-20, my boy.
You know, them guards just walk off and
Yeah,
somebody, you just
man.
end up
So,
being hung somewhere. Like, oh, he hung himself. Like, huh?
well, I'm wishing that 20 for you, my guy.
Hey.
Who knows, man?
Yeah, who knows though? I mean,
I feel
hey,
you though. I
it's
feel the hard decision you have to make. Because with my son, um, I don't know if I could. You know what I'm saying? If the situation, it's definitely one of the situations that's easier said than done.
yeah.
That's why you got to uh give credit, bro, to the father and his strength. You know what I'm saying? Not just muscle strength, but mentally.
Yeah.
Because what he was doing was very hard. Because yeah, like I said, in that type of situation, it would be hard for me to do that for my son. You know what I'm saying? It would be
Mm-hmm.
hard for me to hold him, and if he's
Yeah.
fighting back and
Yeah.
probably yelling and upset, man, that I might give in and just let him go.
See?
But
See?
I would know that letting him go, that really might be letting him go.
Yeah. That might be the last
Um,
time you see him.
yeah. So it's a tough
It
situation, man.
is.
So like I said, shout out to his pops, man, because that was definitely tough. That wasn't. I'm pretty sure that wasn't easy,
Yeah, that's not an easy
and I'm
situation.
pretty sure probably a decision he'll always think about for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like I said, ultimately, I think as far as for the not for the world, but for the country, um, I feel like he did the right thing. You
Mm.
know.
Yeah, a lot of people agree with that. A lot of people say, that they agree that he did the right thing by doing that. But yeah, that would be tough for me.
Yeah, that would definitely be tough, man, for sure.
But as far as him though, the best thing for him to do, I would probably in that situation, I'd probably take a plea deal. I'll just plead guilty and try to take a plea deal. Maybe get 50 years and maybe you might still be alive. You're 22.
22. You
You
know what I'm saying?
you know you'll be 70 when you get out, but I mean, you still might be able to see some freedom, some light of day,
Something.
something. So I mean, 50. I mean, it's better than life because they trying to give you the chair. Really, they trying to give you life, a death sentence. Really. Yeah.
Damn. So you think? All right. So okay. So we agree, and most likely he'll get the life.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
So a plea deal, you say you think they offer him about 50? Like you don't think they might offer him something that might get him out a little younger, maybe 30, get him out while he's
Man,
52?
only way I can see him getting out that early, unless he has to. I mean, first, yeah, he would have to basically tell them everything, and if he had any accomplices, he would have to give them up to.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, yeah, he would have to do a lot in order for him to get a shorter time. He would have to give up some stuff. He would have to give up some
Just
stuff.
fully cooperate.
Yeah, he had to just fully cooperate. Like,
Which I'm pretty sure he is. Like
yeah, yeah,
I'm pretty sure
yeah,
he's already just probably telling them everything they want to hear.
yeah.
Maybe, or he might be tough. Who
Hey,
knows?
you're right.
I don't see it. I don't see it, and just due to his age, like I said, I don't see it.
Yeah.
But
I mean, hey, yeah. Well, whatever happens, though, I mean, yeah, I don't really see him get less than 50. But I mean, if he does, then hey, however you did it, you ain't nobody gonna be able to say anything about it. If you got out before then salute to you.
that's a fact.
Hey,
Taking 50 years, like, bruh,
yeah,
that's pretty much life.
that's pretty much the rest of your life.
I mean, I guess you take the 50 still to give yourself that
Yeah, give
chance,
yourself
of
that
course.
chance. Give yourself
Don't
that
bet
chance.
against yourself. Don't be like, man, just give me life. Like, nah, don't bet against yourself. But okay, all right,
Oh, one more question, real quick.
yeah, go ahead, man.
Okay. Tyler Robinson, that was the guy, the shooter, right? The kid.
Yes.
Okay, just had to make sure. Okay. If you were in that situation,
If I was the kid.
if you were the shooter, yeah. Let's say if you're Tyler Robinson, you were the kid, yeah. You're in that situation, you just shot Charlie Kirk, you just escaped off the building. What are you going to go do next?
I mean, given that scenario, escaped off the building, I'm probably gonna try to hide. I get away with it. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, given this is, the situation is, I just got off the building clean and stuff like that. I mean, I'll probably get away with it. I wouldn't tell anybody. Like,
Mm.
however, the father found out, like he would have to probably beat that out of me. I would definitely wouldn't have voluntarily. But that's just me. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? Given my personality,
Mm.
you know, I wouldn't talk about it at all.
Okay.
To anybody.
Would you leave? With even though that nobody knows us, you didn't tell nobody. Do you think that people will figure it out?
Yes, I would
Okay.
do whatever I
Mm.
had to get away with it at that point, because once you leave the um the scene of the crime,
Mm.
and if you don't have no intentions on turning yourself in,
Mm.
whether it's big or small, you do what you have to do to make sure you don't ever get caught. If it's a hit and run,
Mm.
first thing you do is try to get your car fixed. You know
That's
what I'm
true.
saying? Like
That's
there's
true.
levels to it.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's
You know
true.
what I'm saying? So I would do whatever it took. And like I said, in his case, the reason why it was scary was because he started off kind of somewhere at the top. I mean, like when you start with politicians, even if he was a lower level politician or whatever he was considered, but when you start with somebody who already has that much notoriety, I keep on saying that word wrong, but when you start with somebody that's up there like that,
Yeah.
you're in it. You know what I'm saying? Like at this point, bro, like you might as well do whatever you got to do. Carjack,
GTA.
yes, kidnap, like whatever you got to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah,
you're
yeah.
already up there.
Yeah, yeah. I
You
get what
know
you're
what I'm
saying.
saying? If I just got in a fight and I knocked some dude out and I ran home, you don't
Yeah.
got to do that much.
So you ain't scrubbing the internet of yourself
Yeah,
and
you know
shit.
what I'm saying? It's not that serious. But when you start at the level that he started out, it's straight GTA. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
yeah,
saying? From
yeah,
then on. So
yeah.
yeah, if somehow
Mm,
me
yeah,
built up the nerve to do something that was gonna wind up with me possibly in jail for life,
yeah.
it's all out.
I mean, you going to jail anyway, so you might as well just go ahead and just live it out. Yeah, so let's go like this. So at the end of it, let's say you get ready to get caught. Would you go out like I set it off did? Would you just like, hey, forget it? I'm not. Are you going to handcuffs? You going out?
So
Which way are you going out?
okay, that's a good question because I can answer that.
All
Okay,
right.
I'm a person that, like, I don't want to say I fear death, but I'm very aware of the possibility of death.
Okay.
So I do things to try to make sure I have a chance in the outside world. I drive the speed limit. I drive for other people.
Yeah.
It's just stuff like that. I might keep my weapon on me. Things
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that
yeah.
to make sure that, to try to give myself a better chance of not being put in a situation where I might lose my life.
Yeah.
So, with that said, I cannot even imagine life being so bad that I want to take myself off of it.
Hmm.
I can't even imagine that scenario because every day I'm thinking about ways, not like going crazy over it, but whenever I step out of the house, I am definitely a look left or right type of person.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Look behind you, so on and so forth. I am that type of person. And so, with that said, I couldn't even properly answer your question because I could not imagine life being so bad that I would want to take myself out. Like I couldn't see it because I value my life that much. Um, so yeah, given that situation, even though I did say it was all out, if you let me out of the house, And we was that deep. It's
Mm.
probably a bag.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
probably a bag
Yeah.
because, like I said, I would do my best to keep it a secret. Like I definitely wouldn't talk about it. I wouldn't tell anybody about it
Mm.
or anything like that. But if people started finding out, and you know they know my car, now I gotta steal my neighbor's car.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know
A
what I'm
little
saying?
domino effect.
And the cops pulled me over. Now I gotta run.
Yeah.
Now I gotta grab a hostage. You understand? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's gonna
Now
get
me and this
point.
hostage is on a bus because I demanded a bus.
Oh yeah.
Now we on a bus, high speed chase, just all types of craziness, bro.
That
So
is crazy.
if, like I said, if I got to that level, it's all out. So
Okay.
I guess it's a bag for me.
Okay. Okay. I feel that. Yeah.
But once again, I'm just glad it didn't get to that level for him. You know.
That's true.
How about you? What did they say? Carried by 6 or judged by 12?
I think I'm gonna get carried by 6. I couldn't do it. After already fleeing the scene. First of all, as soon as I jump off that roof, it's time to go. No BS. It's time to go. I don't know where he parked his car at. He went through some neighborhood or something, so he obviously had it somewhat planned out.
Mm-hmm.
But once I got to my car, oh yeah, hopefully he had I would have had my bags packed. It wouldn't even been going back to my parents' house. Period.
That's a fact.
I would have been going. I would have been going to the airport. Actually, I would have been going to the airport. Left my car at the airport and been hopping on a flight somewhere. Because obviously, without them knowing, it would have took a while. So you already had a head start because they already arrested some dude that they thought random dude, some 80-year-old guy. Y'all, they're dragging him through.
Yeah, pictures of everything.
Yeah, his pants falling down, and then y'all arrest a dude down the street with a BB gun and stuff. It's like so old dude had enough time to like, without his dad.
On a plane somewhere.
Yes, he had a whole at least 48 hours. In 48 hours, you can be in a whole other country somewhere. You just ain't got that life no more. You got a whole new name. What? Tyler Robinson, his name is Brandon Jones or something now. Like, come on, like
he could have been. He could have been with Russell Simmons.
Yeah, right. And Molly and
Russell
shit.
Simmons is not coming back.
He's not coming back
because he know they got stuff.
Yeah, that should be something on all. Not trying to give no tips to assassins, but on your list of what you need to do after you assassinate somebody is go to a country where they have no extradition rights, to where they're not going to send your ass back. Because America's going to make that phone call if they do, and they're going to be like, hey, we got this dude here, go pick him up and bring him back. Now, if you in one of those countries like Russell Simmons and Bali, then hey, ain't nothing they can do. They've been filing charges against Russell Simmons for like the last 10 years.
That's a fact. They've been off after Tupac auntie
in
Cuba.
Yep.
My whole life, bro. She's never coming. She good in Cuba.
Right. She ain't coming back. She's been gone since the 90s.
And they would arrest her if she ever dared to step foot. I don't care how old she was. In the United States, they'd be waiting for her. Yeah. They would arrest her.
Yes. Just best believe that. In the United States, if Russell Simmons came back over here at 92 years old to go to somebody's funeral, he would be put in handcuffs. And they would still try to put him on trial and still try to get the rest of his life in jail, prison, or whatever.
That is a fact. So, all right. So he should have just been better prepared, I guess.
I would say that.
What he's going to do.
I say better prepared. I mean, because
I like yours better than mine. Because you said you would be prepared to just try to get away.
Oh, yes.
I would have done what he did. I would have went home.
No.
I would have went home and I would not have talked about it, to anybody. I would have tried to see how long, as long as I just acted normal when I got up and went to work or whatever the next day, to see if anybody's picking up on anything. And then, like I said, it would have been a go once people found out.
Well, I tell you what, only way you could have did that if in his situation is two things he messed up and he didn't do.
Mm-hmm.
First, they said they had a partial palm print, so he didn't wear any gloves. That right there is a failure. You already know that they take fingerprints off of everything. Doesn't matter what it is. They'll take your fingerprint off.
He was 22. He probably
so I give him that 22. He didn't know. He messed up with not wearing gloves. The next thing is he should have had something to cover the bottom part of his face too. Like even wore a mask. You know what I'm saying? Just a regular just COVID mask. He had the glasses on. He had the hat on. With all that on, you can't recognize this person, especially if they don't wear those clothes around you.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Unless that's his favorite shirt, then you're gonna be like, you know what? I know somebody. Where's that same shirt? But if it's something he just picked up at Walmart that day, you know what I'm saying? You wouldn't even know. But those are the two things where like he really went wrong at. That's why he couldn't have just went back to the house because they recognized him from the little jaw feature just like that.
Just like that. I heard that they had caught a quick glimpse when he did lift his face mask up for a second.
He might have, but then I don't know. I think they would have got him before his dad called the police.
Yeah, I just thought about that just now that I had heard that. But once again, that was from word of mouth.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, but all of that I think goes into the fact that once again he was 22 years old.
Yeah.
And once being 22 and at the time of my life probably thinking I knew everything, as you get older you realize you didn't really know that much. Definitely there's definitely more. So had he been a little older, maybe he would have took better precautions, but he's still fairly young and made rookie mistakes.
Yeah, he did.
And that's crazy to call somebody a rookie for who he killed, but I guess actually that happens a lot. Like big name, like when big name celebrities die, or even a big farmer guy when he died, like they get killed by people who ain't never killed before.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like these people aren't even murderers. Like at the time.
Matter of fact, speaking of this, he definitely he's definitely been somebody that goes hunting or something like that.
Yeah.
With him shooting the shot and then being able to, I think they would say between 170, 200 yards or something like that. For him to be able to hit Charlie Kirk like that, I'm sure he was probably aiming for a different part of Charlie Kirk's, like, more probably his head, basically.
Yeah.
Because, hitting him in the chest is a possibility he would have survived. So I think he was aiming more for the head, but just given the fact that where he was and the position and then maybe the wind, that it blew the bullet off and then hit him in the neck. So he definitely knew what he was doing. He's not just somebody that just picked up a gun the day before and just like, I'm about to go do this. He's had some type of training, like not training, but he's been hunting or been shooting guns with his dad before, because there's a regular person who has not actually shot a gun like that.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be able to make that shot.
That's a fact.
That's
a fact. I would have hit the stage.
Yeah, see. So you would definitely have. Oh, and matter of fact, I wanted to show the people something real quick. I got something special for y'all.
All right.
I wanted to do a comparison so that way people can see. All right, this right here. This is a 7.62 bullet. Okay.
Okay.
This bullet is used and shot out of an AK-47. This is your 223 bullet. This one is shot out of your basic M16 bullet. So your M16 gun that they use in the military, AR-15, anything like that. This is what Charlie Kirk got shot with. This is a 30-06 bullet. This is a bullet that is, yes, this is a bullet that is used to hunt deer.
Yeah.
That hit him in the neck. Charlie Kirk died instantly. When I seen the video, I already knew there was no bringing him back. Especially when they said that he got shot with a single bolt action rifle that was a 30-06. I already knew it was over. I was like, there's no way if he would have got hit anywhere from his neck up that he would have survived that shot.
That's a fact.
As y'all can see the difference on these 3 bullets.
And there's definitely a shoot to kill situation.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like you actually taught me something just now. You know what I'm saying? And just seeing the size right there, definitely his intentions were not just to hurt, to warn, or anything like that. You shoot somebody like that, your intentions are to kill.
Yeah.
Like I said, he probably was aiming for the head.
Yeah.
And it hit the neck. Because I mean, aiming for the neck ain't easy.
No, so. It's not. It's something that you wouldn't even aim for.
Yeah, so. Yeah. Like you gotta be super nice if you just aim straight for the neck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he definitely was aiming for the head, because he certainly wasn't aiming for the body. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, you shoot somebody in the body, that's possibly maybe so just a warning. Yeah. That's when you probably would one of those. Yeah. But like I said, when your intention is definitely for them not to walk away, that's definitely when it's one of those for sure. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah. See, well, it's interesting what's going to happen, but I definitely would like to, hear about the trial eventually, and see what's going to go along with old boy. I figured I'm giving him at least life, unless somehow he can magically get anything under than 50. Then he did something. So, what about you?
That's it for me on the situation, man. All right. I think I definitely. We definitely covered it all. Had some, some props here. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely covered it all. Craziness. Charlie Kirk once again as somebody who values life as much as I do. You know what I'm saying? I do hate that your political views cost you your life. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of those people that are for you dying at all, unless that I didn't know much about them beforehand. So, I'll move on. Yeah. But man, that's it, man. We just gonna go ahead and cover that for today because that's all the world is talking about. Man, I once again, Sean T,
Saint D,
per usual,
just looking out.